homemade podcast of sports with your host, Jay Pops. Guys, I thank you all for waiting. Aggieland, how y'all feeling out there, man? Howdy. Howdy. Welcome back to the show. Hey, my apologies for being out, for a couple of days. But hey, man, I had to make you guys wait. This is a prime time show edition of What Are You Selling? You know, I'm going to ask a whole lot of people that because there's a lot of people asking us that. So I said once again, what are you selling? I'm talking to you, Texas A&M. What are you selling? I'm talking to you, Texas Longhorns. I'm talking to you, Oklahoma. I'm talking to you, Notre Dame. And now I'm talking to you, Michigan. They're crazy. But yes, people crazy. But Michigan. So I'm asking you once again, what are you selling? What's making this Texas A&M program the program to commit to rather than Alabama, Georgia, Florida, for that matter, Florida Gators, where are you guys at? Florida. Ohio State, the Blue Bloods of the world, USC. What's making Texas A&M so much better? Why does everybody want to go there? Well, I'm going to tell you why. According to other sources, according to message boards, everybody is picking Texas A&M because of NIL deals. That's just that. All right, so let's go ahead, man. Let's speak about it. What NIL deals are we speaking of? Well, guys, I'm going to tell you just as well as everybody else. I don't know. I do not know. People are going off of assumptions. People are going off what other people are saying. Oh, and wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. This is the dagger. Guys, I think we should petition Texas A&M. How about we don't schedule them? And that way, they can't play any games. So you know what that means? Texas A&M recruiting class will fall. The success and the rise of the Aggies will fall. And guess what? That eye of that monster that's being opened. Because, guys, let's be honest. Let's be honest here. The Aggies are awakening a monster recruiting-wise. I didn't say the production on the field. You guys did not hear me say that. I didn't say that. I said the Aggies are awakening a monster recruiting-wise. In order to translate to a lot of wins, especially in the SEC for that matter, you got to recruit like you're in the SEC. Okay? In order to consistently beat Alabama, the Alabamas of the world, as you guys love to say, all the Alabamas of the world, the Georgias of the world, the LSUs of the world, LSU guys, LSU fans, where you at? The LSUs, the Auburns of the world. What do you have to do? I can't really put Auburn in this mix, but I'm going to put them in there anyway. But what do you have to do, J Pops? You have to recruit just like they do. So I ask you guys once again, what are you selling? Because I know what we're selling. Us Aggie fans know what we're selling. And we darn sure aren't selling national titles. I'm going to go ahead and make that clear now. We aren't selling national titles. Nick Saban himself, people, he isn't selling national titles. So why do you keep bringing that up? I'm going to ask you once again, so why do you keep bringing that up? Nick Saban didn't sell national titles. Nick Saban didn't sell wins. Nick Saban is selling the simple fact of this here. Come and get developed and play with the best of the best. So why can't we sell that same notion? It's working for him. It's working for Georgia. Georgia isn't selling no national titles. So why can't we sell the same thing those guys are saying? I remember, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I'm speaking on this episode. That's why I saved it for prime time on a Friday. Okay, I haven't done one of these in a long time. The national title game is coming up. You guys better watch that. That's going to be in prime time as well. Look down the road. I'm saying 1 year from now. Look down the road, 2023. You'll see Texas A&M on prime time national title. Anywho, I'm not speaking about that. I'm talking about how to get to that. All right, so I remember this here very, very vividly because they posted the video recently. Nick Saban was on an interview with a recruit, offensive lineman, by the way, and he told this young fella before he committed to him because he went on ahead and ended up committing to him. He told him this here. I'm telling you that you can come and play with the best of the best. I'm telling you that you can come and go first round. If you don't go first round, well, hell, you can go second. I'm telling you that you can come and make your dreams, that you can make your dreams come true at Alabama. Now, of course, Nick Saban had the rings on the table, but the ring speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. He's not selling it. He's telling you what you can do. But what he also said was this here, and I want you guys to listen to this here. This is also what Nick Saban said. You got to put in the work. Those national titles, those aren't yours. Those are what others has accomplished because they put in the work. So I ask you once again, what are you selling? We're selling. You got to put in the work. You come here, you put in the work. Yeah, we look good on paper. We look like a national title team on paper. But you got to put in the work. You don't think every recruit that's committing here knows that? Huh? You don't know that. Huh? Exactly. I'm seeing one comment right now saying Saban doesn't have much of a problem with depth because guys stick around for the most part. Understand that guys are going to hit the transfer portal. Okay? Guys are going to do that. Whose fault is that? NCAA, I'm talking to you. That's your fault. That's not the coach's fault. Don't blame them. That's not the coach's fault. Guys are going to come in. Guys are going to go out. Okay? One of them is DeAndre Jackson. And you guys heard me speak of him just recently. Running back DeAndre Jackson has decided he will no longer play for Texas A&M University. At the moment, he can pull his name from out of the hat anytime. But at the moment, he's in the transfer portal. That's not going to be the only one. Because I'm going to tell you like this. A wide receiver that I know may be on the high transfer portal lookout is this guy here. Ezekiel Jones. Wide receiver. Texas A&M University. This is his last year. If he does not make the cut for that starting lineup, expect Ezekiel Jones to leave. The only one that has been riding so far with this wave for this long is Caleb Chapman and Jalen Preston. Breaking news too, though. I told you, man, hey, man, we're going to talk. Guys, I got some time. We're going to talk. Anaya Smith is coming back. Anaya Smith, the threat at the athlete position. You guys can say what you want to about Anaya Smith, but Anaya Smith is a threat at the athlete position. Understand that he's coming back for year number 4. He's coming back for year number 4. Anaya Smith has undoubtedly said that he isn't done yet. Okay? He has unfinished business. Understand once again, we have unfinished business as a program. All right? So I'm going to say this and I'm going to ask you this once again because you guys are going to get tired of me, but you guys are going to leave this podcast and you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to ask yourself as well, what are we selling? Because the darn sure in national titles, as I said the first time, what we're selling is success. A newfound of success. Come and be a part of it. What we're selling is history. You don't think that the guys that came before them wanted to make history by winning the national championship? From my understanding, we have the longest drought as a school that has not won a national title in football. We have the longest drought, which is 82, maybe 83 years now, if I'm not mistaken. You don't think the guys before them wanted to come and make history by cleaning that up? Understand that whomever grabs that national title, they will be remembered for the next 100 years. And I mean what I say. Okay? You don't think we selling that? Why do you think we got the number one class? Oh, well, they bought them. Guys, they bought all of the recruits in this 2021 class. How much did they buy each player for? I don't know yet. Does anybody know? Nobody has gave me any numbers. Nobody has posted nothing. Nobody has posted anything. Evan Stewart is one of them in which everybody will forever say that we bought. Y'all bought Evan Stewart. Well, for how much? For how much? I want to know. I want to know, because if we bought him for that much, and looking at the competitors, did the competitors not have any money to bid? Were we the highest bidder? And why were we the highest bidder? That is what I want to know. Every time I ask that question, everybody looks stupid and act like they never said anything. All right? Did we buy Denver Harris? Did we buy Walter Nolan? Because Walter Nolan hadn't told us nothing. Walter Nolan said it wasn't about the NIL. He doesn't care about that. He's looking to get developed and go to the league. So we're going to buy a guy, not develop him, lie to him about putting him in the league, and et cetera, et cetera. I want Keon Green to be asked that same question. Keon, did they buy you? I want DeMarvin Leal to answer that same question. DeMarvin Leal, did they buy you? I want Isaiah Spiller to answer that same question. Isaiah, did they buy you? And if so, for how much? Are you going in any rounds in the draft? Matter of fact, the three guys that I just mentioned, are you guys going in anybody's draft this year? Because to my knowledge, they declared. To my knowledge, Leon O'Neal declared. Anybody ask him how much he got bought for? When he, since you guys always love to bring it up, when he put his name in the transfer report and pulled it back out, did they buy him? Did they tell him that they were going to give him any type of money to come on back? Oh, let me guess. That in the class that we're talking about. Haynes King. Haynes, did they buy you? Connor Wingman, did they buy you? See these things that we want to know. Zach, did they buy you? Because Zach has moved on and he's going to Auburn. For people that did not know. Myles Garrett, Von Miller, did they buy you? Or were you guys really that good? Did you guys really get that much of a development? Are you guys really a part of the Aggie family? See, these are questions we want to know. Is the Aggie family really that big? These are the questions that we want to know. Is that the selling point? Are the Aggies really, really that much of a passionate fan base? Was the stadium really that much sold out? Was it that many people in there? Come on, man. Stop it, because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay? Why is this recruiting class so good? It's so good because of the simple fact of that these guys recruited themselves. They recruited one another. How many times do you need me to tell you that? How many times do you need for me to tell you that? Are you guys upset at the simple fact that those kids put something together that has never been seen before? Is that what you're mad at? Or are you mad at the simple fact of that it's the logo, it's the brand, it's Texas A&M? We're supposed to stay in our own. We're supposed to stay in the lane of the second tiers. You don't belong up here. See, let me get this straight, because I've been hearing this all my life anyways. You got this level of the top dogs, and you got that level that's below the top dogs. You can only get to a certain level. But once you want to get to the top dog level, it's not enough room. Hey, man, it ain't enough room up there. You thought Clemson gave a darn about it being enough room? Do you think Georgia gives a darn about it being enough room? Huh? Do you? You think Cincinnati gave a flip about it being enough room? No, man, understand that we don't understand that it's not enough room. It's enough spots available for us to make a push somewhere. So we started with recruiting. This is what we starting with. Because we're going to take the recruiting part of it and we're going to put it on the field and we're going to make it successful. That's what we're getting at. We know it's a national championship up ahead. We know it's the SEC West title up ahead. We know it's the SEC championship up ahead. That's what we want to get to. So that's the reason why we went out and got all those guys. That's the reason why the guys that's before them, which is one of them being Anaya Smith, said that he's coming back. He got some unfinished business. He ain't going nowhere. What I'm leaving for? What am I leaving for? It ain't time yet. It ain't time yet. Understand that we waited in the back. Okay? We waited in the back. That time is over with now. We're tired of waiting back there. What's taking so long? So you know what we did? We hopped out our seat. We started walking, and we looked at everybody, and everybody is up there laughing. So we can't laugh with you? Huh? We can't laugh with you in the success pool, in the success index? Why? Because we Texas A&M? No, brother. No, sister. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. So now that we're here and we're making a statement, everybody is mad. Everybody is mad. So now Notre Dame talking to you, you put out a petition. For what? It ain't going to work anyways. So now you're going to look stupid when we get the game and we come up there to South Bend and we blow your behinds out. So now we're waiting on it. We got you on that bucket list. And when we come up there to South Bend, we're going to blow the socks off your ass. Excuse my language. When you come to Kyle Field, we're going to blow the socks off your ass. Excuse my language. So now we're here. We're pissed off. Y'all has pissed us off, and y'all done this for a reason. So now when we do win the national title, you want everybody to get all riled up. You want the NCAA to come out, do some investigations, see how we won the national title, because now you want to see how we're getting the number one recruiting class in the best of all time for that battle. Also, you want to know, why are we getting everybody that we put on the target list? It was people that wasn't even much supposed to be on that list, and we still got it. Le'Veon Moss is one of them. We still got it. All right? Another one is this here. Jacoby Matthews. He ain't supposed to be on that list, but I'm going to tell you one now. I'm going to tell you this now. We may just get him too. So you're going to be still mad. Shamar Stewart was never on that list. He wasn't supposed to be right there. But we got him too. Walter Nolan wasn't even much thinking about Texas A&M, but we got him too. That's our target list. So you're mad because we done got every red dot we put on that paper. Evan Stewart been on the list. The reason why y'all mad is because he committed to Texas, decommitted, and never looked back ever since. He's home now. He's home now. That's that. Also, you look up at the Under Armour All-American game. That was an Aggie All-American game. Yeah, I said it. That was an Aggie All-American game. And understand this. We ain't done yet. That's only one class. Next year, we're going to shoot for another number one class. May not be as great as this one, but we're going to shoot for another number one class. Man, we ain't going nowhere. You don't want to give us a national title. So why not take the recruiting part of it? What's the problem? The problem is this, once again, you are Texas A&M. Stay in your lane. But what lane is that? Because every time we look over in the other lane, ain't nobody over there. Unless you want to talk about Alabama. Unless you want to talk about Georgia. Unless you want to talk about Ohio State. We seen what happened with Ohio State in that title game last year. They got blown out. I'm saying once again, they got blown out. Don't come on here and tell me that it was because of COVID. Don't tell me that. Because there's nobody taking Bama's national title back because it was a COVID year. It's no excuse. There's no excuses at all. We opted out of the bowl game because of COVID. That was that. You don't think we still mad about that? We wanted that ninth win. Yeah, I said it. We wanted that ninth win. You think we're mad about that? Huh? Also, breaking news. Again, DJ Durkin, this defense coordinator. I told you that we was going to make a strategic move on that. I wasn't thrilled of the hire. But I started asking myself, I scratched myself, man, what was the selling point? What was the selling point for DJ Durkin? You got a depth chart that's out this world defensively. What's the selling point to me about DJ Durkin? DJ Durkin was at Ole Miss that ran a fast-paced offense out of this world. So guess what? Now he gets to generate a defense that's going to be just as fast as that offense that he was generating, that he was going up against at Ole Miss. You don't think he's going to be better than what he was at Ole Miss with better players? You don't think so? You don't think that? I do. I do. So I'm very thrilled now about the hire because I'm going to tell you like this here. He inserted something with Ole Miss that was called being fast. So now he comes to a school to where you have all the top talent in the world defensively, and guess what you can do? You can continue to go fast. So once again, I say, you thought that defense last year was something? You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. That defense was good, but this defense here, it's about to be a whole lot better. This defense here, it's about to be a whole lot faster. Every time you look up, that offense is going to say, well, God, dog, man, it's time to go back on the field again. It is. Come on. Once again, what's the problem? You don't think DJ Durkin is about to go and recruit? You crazy and out of your mind. DJ Durkin is about to go and recruit. Understand that I know DJ Durkin. Maryland history. That was the first thing everybody brought up. My condolences to that family. But I will say this here. As much as we hate to say this here, DJ Durkin was the head man in charge. The strengthening coordinator. No, the strengthening coach was the guy that was actually with him. So we're not going to stay on that subject long because that's a very touchy subject. I would not do that. I would not disrespect like that. But it is what it is. So we move along. All right? DJ Durkin is here. He's a human being, and we're going to accept him into the Aggie family. He's going to come in, and he knows he got work to do. He knows he got work. He didn't get hired for no reason. He knows he got work to do. The question is, can he do it? You got a lot of talent in that room that's waiting to be developed. Do what you have to do. Okay? Do what you have to do. Also, Georgia and Bama game, guys, let's talk about it. Who's going to win that game? I am going to save that, most of that, for tomorrow because I really, really want to talk about that. But who's going to win that game? Who do you think is going to win? I'm going to go with Georgia. I'm going to still ride high with Georgia. I think they're going to beat them. They're going to get the national title. If they don't get the national title, Kirby Smart got a whole lot of explaining to do because I just don't know when you're going to get it. Because it's other teams on the rise. And I'm going to tell you like this here, man. This division ain't getting no easy. And we're going to keep it like that guy. Oh, 24-21 Jordan. I'm seeing some boys. Jumbo on ESPN is going to win. Is he on there? Is he going to be on there the national title game? He may be because I know they always kind of do a interview with some coaches, and you know ask for their predictions and like stuff like that and get their analysis to break down. So 24-21, Georgia, somebody just commented. The score, the score that I'm going to go with is this here. The score will be similar. No, ain't no similar. The score will be the same as Texas A&M in Alabama. He is doing the film analysis during the game on ESPN2 for the whole game. Okay. So, I would say this here. The score for that game, I'm giving it to Georgia. That's that. The score for that game will be 41-38 Georgia. It's going to be the same exact score as Texas A&M. The only problem is that they're going to go neck and neck for the entire game. We didn't go neck and neck with Alabama for the entire game. We absolutely dominated that game, period. All right, we dominated that game on all three sides of the football. Kick return, special teams, defense, and offense. We completely dominated. So I'm not saying that Georgia's going to do that. What I will say is that Georgia and Alabama is going to go back and forth. That's that. I'm giving it a high-scoring game, 41-38, Georgia. So I hope Bama wins so we look better. We're still gonna look big. We're still gonna look better regardless because Bama is the SEC champion. All right, that's just that. What are your thoughts on the stack service lunch by TexAg? Should greatly benefit recruits through the NIL across all sports with 75% or more of proceeds directly going towards them. I would have to really dig into that because I haven't really had a chance to dig into that whole thing. Man, I'll say this here, man. NIL is going to be NIL. Just do what you have to do, but make sure that you're doing it accordingly to, man, we can't say it's an NIL rule because they haven't made one. They have not made one. So all I can say is that, man, just make sure that the kids are getting the money that they're supposed to get. That's all I can say on that. Matthew Swanson, we thought the SEC championship was going to be close. Who is to say it will be any different than that game? Georgia's going to be a different team. I will answer that with full confidence. Georgia's going to be a different team. I've seen it against Michigan. No, Michigan is not Alabama. No, Michigan does not play down south football. We're totally different. But Georgia is a different animal coming into this game. All right. They will come in remembering what happened within that game, and they won't let it happen again. Understand that Georgia and Alabama are a mirror image of one another. And if you don't know what that means, every time a Georgia player steps on that field and looks at Alabama, that's themselves. No, they're looking at themselves talent-wise. Every time Alabama gets on that field, looks at Georgia, they're looking at themselves talent-wise. It was supposed to be like that against Ohio State. Turned out that didn't happen. But Georgia and Alabama come from the same conference, and they come from the same recruiting aspect. Go after the same group of guys, and they both play down south football. That is hard. So they're going to look at themselves completely and know that that guy has just as much talent as you do. So, yeah. But once again, guys, I thank all of you for tuning in. Once again, this is the Homemade Podcast, Sports with host J Pops. Guys, please continue to hit that subscribe button because once again, I see a lot of you guys watch the video. A lot of you guys won't subscribe, though. I love all of you guys. I will get into this year by doing giveaways. I have to do that. But it's going to be a lot of things coming soon in which you will see in the background. You're going to see the Homemade Podcast of sports. In the background, just know I got some things coming, okay? So before I get out of here, ABK81, the entire sport is afraid of us. They are, because we were sleeping. We understand that Texas A&M football athletics, I'm not just going to say football, but Texas A&M athletics, they're a sleeping giant. And the Giant is getting awakened year after year with Jimbo Fisher. Okay? They're getting awakened recruiting. Recruiting, we're showing you what we can do with that. Now we're going to show you what we can do on the field when we have all of the guys that we need to have. That's just that. All right. So I thank all of you guys tuning in. #EagleMax.